What if the world of Avatar The Last Airbender got turned into a Pokemon region? I made over 80 brand new Pokemon based off the different elemental benders, spirit world creatures, and hybrid animals that can be found across the world of Avatar. It's a super big passion project that I'm excited to show you, so without further ado, let's get into the Avatar Pokemon region. So regular Pokemon games have 3 starter Pokemon of Fire, Water, and Grass type, but Avatar has 4 bending styles, so of course a region based on Avatar would have 4 starters. First up is Badgel, a pure ground type, which represents earthbending, and its evolution Seismol is based on Avatar's Badger mold, which are these giant tunnel-digging mammals which are considered to be the first earthbender. And this is actually a theme I gave to all the starter Pokemon, where they're all based off their element's first bender. I thought that was a really cool theme. And Seismol evolves into Smash, a hulking beast who's actually completely blind. But just like the Badger moles, it can still tell what's around it by using seismic sense. But this means that it really struggles against flying types because not only are they immune to its ground type attack, but if they don't touch the ground, they're also essentially invisible to Smash. But what if I told you this is not Smash's final form? That's right, this region also brings with it a new mechanic called Awakened Form. Awakened forms are similar to Mega Evolutions in that they're mid-battle power-ups, but you don't get them by using a stone, as the form is just naturally available to select Pokemon once they reach high friendship and are at least level 45. An Awakened Smash is a ground rock type that's covered in green crystals inspired by the Crystal Catacombs from Avatar's Book 2 finale. Serpire is the fire type starter who represents Firebender, and its evolution Platorch is a fire dragon type and has built-in Fire Nation battle armor. Its final stage Ranshal is named after Ran and Shaw, the 2 dragons that were the first firebender. An Awakened Ranshal channels this by sporting a second Dragon Maul made out of pure blue flame. Bippa is a flying normal type starter that represents the Airbender. Its evolution of Python has a very bovine design, as it's based off the first Airbenders, the Air Bison. And its final stage Op Aerial is based on the most iconic Air Bison of them all, Appa, Aang's trusty transportation method. An Awakened Op Aerial has now sprouted several wings and fangs inspired by Chinese Guardian Lion. Cialuna is a water type starter representing the Waterbenders. Its evolution Huntide has a built-in water tribe code, and its final stage Cialunar is now water psychic type and is based off a water tribe warrior who's holding a small bubble, which in its awakened form becomes a giant moon because it's based off the first waterbender, which was actually the moon. Okay, so those are the starter Pokemon, but now let's take a look at some early route Pokemon inspired by Team Avatar. Mangmo is a Pokemon based off the last Airbender himself, Aang, but it's also based off his flying lemur Momo. And its evolution, Magmite, is known for its incredibly diverse moveset. Just like Aang, it's able to wield any elemental attack, and it even has the ability Proteus. And its awakened form is so powerful, I'm gonna have to show it to you later. Sawkick is a boomerang-wielding ice-fighting type kangaroo Pokemon based off Sokka, and its evolution, Socknight, is now an expert with its new Ice Pick sword. Aquara is a water-type octopus Pokemon based off Katara, and uses its whipping tentacles to block incoming attacks. And its evolution, Katamari, is a great support Pokemon that's known for its excellent healing ability. Oh, and if you were expecting a reference to bloodbending, just wait until later. High Prince is an angsty fire-type rhino based off Prince Zuko. Its evolution, Zook Rage, is so aggressive it's known to lash out against its own trainer. And its final evolution, Zoo King, is a fire-steel type that's known to be the perfect counter to electric types, as it can use its large horn to redirect their electrical attack. Westworm is a battle-hungry fire dragon type based off Iroh's old nickname, the Dragon of the West. But its evolution, Weswise, now passes down the lessons it learned in its many battles to others, as it serves as a great teacher. Okay, we have starters and we have main characters, but you still haven't seen anything yet. Because now we're gonna go through Avatar's 3 books and look at Pokemon based off the entire story, including the epic final battle. But first, it just became spooky season, and I have an amazing way for you to celebrate thanks to today's video sponsor, Marvel Strike Force. Marvel Strike Force is a free squad-based RPG where you create a team full of your favorite Marvel superheroes and villains, and use them to battle through hundreds of playable missions, engage in faction wars, and even challenge other players to some epic PvP. And you can download the game right now by using the link that's in my description or by scanning this QR code. I like Marvel Strike Force because not only is it a great game that you can hop into at any time thanks to its multitude of game modes, and its auto battle feature, which lets you play even when you're not playing, but it's also just got so many characters, and since I'm a Marvel fan, that's a really big plus, because it feels like I'm always discovering a brand new hero or a new version of a hero I've never seen before. And not only do I get to learn about them, I get to add them to my team and fight with them. How cool is that? And right now is the perfect time to get into the game. Because for this October only, players who use the code Halloween will get Zombie Iron Man for free. That's right, you heard me, Zombie Iron Man, and that's only one of a bunch of different zombified heroes that they're adding in October. So make sure you download the game using the link in my description or scan this QR code so you don't miss out on this spectacularly spooky superhero smackdown. So one of the first things that happens in book 1 is Team Avatar meeting Suki, who I turned into the Pokemon Sucrai, which is actually a new regional evolution of Char Cadet. I really like Suki's fan blade weapon, so I wanted to turn her into a humanoid Pokemon that could wield them, and I figured this was the coolest way to do it. In the episode after we meet Suki, we get the first instance of the My Cabbages guide joke, which I just had to turn into an anxious squirrel Pokemon named Trabbage, the tragic cabbage Pokemon. Pyrot is a small parrot Pokemon based on the iguana parrot that the book 1 pirates who try to capture Aang had. And its evolution, a Gwing, is now large enough to pluck any foe off the ground and carry them far away. Shri Snoot is a dark poison type based off Shri Shu. And just like Shri Shu, this Pokemon can use its excellent nose to track down berries from miles away. And its evolution, Shrieker, now uses this ability to track down people and Pokemon alike, which it then paralyzes with the fast-acting poison inside of its tongue. Avatarian Avalugg is based on the huge ice wall of the Northern Water Tribe where Book 1's finale takes place. And just like the wall, this Pokemon is incredibly defensive and known to be almost completely indestructible. However, Avatarian Drifloon is based on the Fire Nation's answer to the wall being their hot airship, which Avatarian Drifloon embodies perfectly. And fun side note, this Pokemon's fire typing makes it 4 times effective against Avatarian Avalugg, which thematically makes a lot of sense. Identisect is a dark bug type based off Ko the Face Stealer, who Aang visits in the Book 1 finale, and uses the face-like designs on its body to unnerve and distract foes before dealing a final blow. Now, towards the beginning of Book 2, we see my favorite villain in the series, Azula, team up with Ty Lee and Mai to go after Zuko and Aang. And since these 3 are just such an iconic team, I actually turned them into one Pokemon that has 3 split evolutions. Its name is Electot, and if it reaches level 25 with high defense, it'll evolve into Slyquid, an electric steel type that secretes a metal alloy from its body, which it whips at opponents in the form of liquid blade. And if Electot hits level 25 with high speed, it'll evolve into Flexticle, an electric psychic type that uses its sharp tentacles to pierce directly into its opponent's weak points, taking them out in less than 3 blows. But if Electot hits level 25 with high attack, it'll evolve into Azulacle, a fire electric type that attacks with non-stop offense, which never ends even after the opponent's been defeated. Avatonian Lotad is still grass water type, but it now resembles the Swamp Bender, with Avatonian Lombre wearing a mask just like the giant monster they create to scare Team Avatar away. And Avatonian Ludicolo looks just like who? The Bender who created said monster. And its awakened form is a giant mass of swamp grass that looks just like the monster itself. Avatarian Pawniard is rock steel type because it's based on Toph, with Avatarian Bisharp being a direct reference to when Toph covered herself in the metal of a Fire Nation airship as armor. But Avatarian Roggenrola is easily the funniest Pokemon in this video because it evolves into the Bulldor. And yeah, there's Avatarian Gigalith as well, but we know it's all really about the Bulldor. Owlidge is a flying ghost type with 4 elemental books floating around it, as it's based off the terrifying Wan Shi Tong. Naphup is an adorable ground type that loves to take long naps in the desert, but its evolution Thifox is based on the Sandbenders who stole Appa, so actually, I hate you. And its final stage Rawbend is known for its ability to sail across the sand as if it were ice skating. Avatarian Gyarados is a dragon water type based off the giant sea monster from Serpent's Pass, which Team Avatar had to cross to get into Ba Sing Se. Barut is a small ground grass type fungus Pokemon. Its evolution Fungrab is based off the Dai Li, the secret police of Ba Sing Se, with its final stage Nowaroot being known for the special spores it produces in its body, which can mind control any creature that inhales too much. There is no pay to win in TCG Pocket. Now, an early storyline that takes place in Book 3 is Katara becoming the Painted Lady, which I turned into Avatarian Gardevoir, a fairy ghost type that, just like the Painted Lady, is known to be a great protector. But I just had to show some love to Gallade as well, so I made it into a regional variant that's fighting Steel type and based on the Blue Spirit, Zuko's blade-wielding secret alter ego. Honeytoe is a water bug type mosquito Pokemon based on Hama when she was a member of the Water Tribe, and its evolution Plasquito is based off the creator of Bloodbending herself. And this might be my favorite Pokemon of the whole thing, because not only are mosquitoes known for drinking blood, but mosquitoes are also born in water and then have to leave, which makes this the perfect connection for a Hama Pokemon. Now, the finale of Avatar all centers around Sozin's Comet, which I turned into Avatarian Minior, a pure fire type that usually sits completely dormant, minus 1 day out of every 100 years, where it turns into its comet form and gives a giant increase in power to any fire types it sees. High Plant is a grass psychic type with an elderly appearance, as it's based on the Order of the White Lotus, which is revealed right before the final battle. Now, the last two Pokemon I have to show you are extremely important because they're actually the box art legendaries of this region. The first one being Taraja, a normal psychic type based on the lion turtle, which has all 4 elements built into its design, with its earthy mountain, flaming volcanoes, flowing waterfalls, and billowing clouds. But Oziolate is a terrifying fire dark type phoenix that's so powerful that Magmite will have to finally enter its awakened form if it hopes to defeat it. YouTube thinks that you'll like this video of some other fan-made Pokemon we've made. So if you enjoyed today's video, I would appreciate it if you checked out more of my stuff. And let me know in the comments what show you would want to see turned into Pokemon next, because I would love to do something like this again.